Vegas, here's our host, Allison Hannigan!
Welcome to Fool Us. You've seen the show, you know the drill, and if you haven't, you'll catch on. Okay. Cliff Notes version, magicians from around the world try and do a trick that's amazing enough to fool our magic masterminds, Penn and Teller! A successful fooler on this show wins the grand prize, a trip to Vegas to perform in Penn and Teller's show. They also walk out of here with a Fool Us trophy. Let's see if our first magician can pull it off.
Hi, my name is Moritz and I'm from Germany. I started magic when I was pretty young. At 14 years old, I began doing my first TV appearances. Those kind of felt like a dream to me because the next day I would be back in school and it was like it never happened. But the moments that really stood out to me were magic conventions where I got to meet some of my heroes in magic, whose books I had studied religiously. Those were fantastic. Whenever I'm waiting for anything, instead of my phone, I always take out my deck of cards. I can practice the same move for hours. Moves in magic don't often look like a lot. I must look like an insane person to the people around me, but that's the price you have to pay. Now with magic, you're chasing an impossible goal, to do something that can't be done. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so we have an impossible goal and a perfectionist, and when those two things come together, anything can happen.
Time to go global. Give it up for Moritz Mueller.
Hi Penn, hi Teller. Thank you guys so much for having me on your show. You know, even though I love magic, it's sometimes hard to justify to myself why I'm spending so much time on something as silly as card tricks, right? Because it's literally hours every day I'm just like practicing. So for tonight's performance, I would like to combine my love for magic with a much higher calling. To start my own religion. But of course, if you're going to start a religion, if that is really the path you have chosen for yourself, you need to prove that you can make miracles happen, right? And that is where these cards come in. I call them the miracle cards, because these cards can actually read people's minds. Now, normal playing cards can, of course, reveal information, right? You just turn them over and see the value. But with these, it isn't even so simple. See, they almost look like they've been, I don't know, misprinted or something? Like they have no faces? But really, the cards just haven't been activated yet. Now, to activate these, I will need your guys' help. I need each one of you to think of a card from the pack. Okay? And Nikolai, you will make a very important decision. Yeah, we can shuffle these up a bit. And I will just throw piles of cards on the table like this. Right? And whenever you want to, you can just call it stop.
Stop.
Right here? Do you want to go one more or two more?
No, it's okay.
Perfect. Then this is the first card, and I would like you to remember this one. Okay. This is the second card, and I would like you to remember this one. Okay. This one, I would like you to remember.
Okay.
And the last one is for you. Okay. So now that you each have a card in mind, we don't even need the rest of the deck anymore, right? Unless you guys still want to change?
No.
No,
Okay.
fine.
It's worth a try. Now all we need, and now the miracle cards can actually tell us what cards you guys are thinking of. Okay? Now Luisa, can you just think of your card for me? Perfect. And just extend your index finger like this. Perfect. And touch the packet. If I just give a little shake, look, one of the miracle cards should change into the 10 of hearts. Which I'm hoping is the card you chose. Perfect. Bernhard, you also have a card in mind. Yes? So just also picture that card in your mind.
Okay.
And touch the packet. Perfect. What card do you choose?
4 of diamonds.
Let's see. 4 of diamonds. But look, we can even try this with the cards spread out like this, so you can really see their clairvoyance at work. Okay? Now, Pamina, you also have a card in mind.
Yes.
Right? Think of that card for me and touch the packet. Perfect. What card are we thinking of?
7 of clubs.
7 of clubs.
Yeah.
If you don't blink,
Whoa.
you might see the exact moment the next card turns into your 7 of clubs.
Yes. That was mine.
Perfect. Now look, we have 1 card still left, right? And Nikolai, I still don't know what card you chose. Right? So could you open your hand? First, let me just place this here. And you can put your other hand on top. Now at this point, thanks to the miracle cards, we know what cards you guys chose, right? I know that you, Luisa, chose the 10 of hearts, yes? I know that you, Bernard, chose the 4 of diamonds. Yes, this is for you. And I know that you, Pamina, chose the 7 of clubs.
Yes.
Yes, and this is for you. But, Nikolai, I still don't know what card you chose, right? So can you just give your card a shake like this? Perfect. What card do you think of, by the way?
The Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts. Nikolai, I think your prayers have been heard. Look, if you open your hand and show everyone what you have, I hope. The Ace of Hearts. Hallelujah. Thank you guys very, very much. Thank you.
Moritz Mueller!
Hi, how are you?
Good, welcome to Vegas, sort of.
Thank you.
So you're in university now, studying psychology?
Yeah, exactly. That is sort of my full-time thing, and then I sort of pursue magic as a hobby / secondary job. If magic should pan out as a career, I would maybe pursue that, but I definitely want to have sort of a backup plan first, if you know what I mean.
And you already have many years of experience in magic.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 7 years now.
And are cards your favorite type of magic now?
You know, I also love doing coin magic, but I would say that at coin magic I came to a point where I didn't feel like there was so many more topics to explore as there was with card magic. You know, because a coin is like there, or it isn't, or it's copper, or it's silver, but there aren't as many pieces of information contained within a coin as with a deck of cards, and that just like means endless possibilities, right? You can even start your own religion if you really want to.
Yeah, you probably should. All right, Moritz, well, let's see if you've earned yourself a trip to Vegas.
Let's see.
All right, boys.
Hey, Moritz, boy, we've
Hi.
never seen anyone use giggling as misdirection before. You have such a great giggle. And you just light up the whole screen. It's just wonderful. You get that wonderful smile and so likable. It's just great. And we looked over this and we went down a lot of different roads trying to figure out what you're doing. Then we doubled back and start at the beginning again and go again with our old friend Count Elmsley. Try to go back to thinking about all the stuff we could come up with. And you know, you're just doing a card trick, but you're young and you might be doing bigger things in the future. And then when you get a big act, you got to figure out how to pack it. But with the small act, you can just throw it all together. And we think that that you're young, you light up a room, you have tremendous skills, and you'll be able to eventually take all that to the bank. We just thought it was a wonderful act from beginning to end, and we don't think you fooled us, and I hope I slipped a few things in there that might give you a clue.
Do you have a clue? Because I don't.
Yes, I think they know what I did exactly. But thank you guys so much for having me on your show.
Oh,
It's really
thanks.
fast.
You're wonderful. Wonderful, Moritz.
It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much. Moritz Mueller. We're taking a quick break and setting the stage for another great act. Stick around. Welcome back. Seems like a fine time to introduce our next possible fooler.
When I was 5 years old, my manual dexterity was so bad that my parents sent me to occupational therapy for a year before I even started preschool. And that's where I learned my first magic trick. In occupational therapy, I had to do simple tasks to try to get my motor skills better. And that got me started. And it's led to a lifelong love of intricate sleight of hand. Doing difficult, nuanced, interesting sleight of hand has become the centerpiece of the magic I do. I'm a lawyer by training, and I like to bring the same analytical mindset to my magic that I bring to being a lawyer. I spent days, weeks, months, and years in my workshop designing illusions to fool you. Penn, Teller, you know what I'm about to do is impossible, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Feldman.
Penn, Teller, I grew up admiring how you create one compelling point of view from two different perspectives. One who tells the audience everything they need to know to be fooled, and the other who stays silent and just lets them fool themselves. Penn and Teller. That "and" had an important impact on the way that I designed my own magic tricks. But it's just me up here today, so I brought my own "and." And I'm gonna try to do both. I will tell you what you need to know, but when the trick comes, I'll stay silent and see if you can fool yourselves. Now, the first thing you need to know is that it's surprisingly easy to make you draw the wrong conclusions. I'm gonna control exactly how high this balloon floats. See, surprisingly easy. Tie a weight to the bottom of the balloon and it goes that way instead of that way. But don't worry, that's not the trick. Well, it's a trick, I guess, but it's not the trick. You'll know that when it happens. Allison, would you mind coming over here? And would you just sign your name here on the weight at the bottom of the balloon? Thank you. Now, like I said, I am gonna control how high this balloon floats, but I'm not gonna pretend to cast any magic spells, and I'm not gonna pretend to break the laws of physics. I'm a magician. What I do is set beautiful traps for your perception. I'm not here to make you believe in the supernatural. So, if I snap my fingers and wave my hand over the balloon, well, nothing happens because I don't actually have supernatural powers, but it does increase the dramatic tension. For this moment, when I separate the weight from the balloon, and we're ready for the trick. Now, Allison, would you hold out your hand for me? Actually, would you hold out both of your hands for me? Great, yeah, and close your eyes. Because I want you to imagine something you know is impossible, but that you're going to want to believe. I want you to imagine the weight in your hand, how heavy it is, how solid it is. I want you to imagine that you could give it just a gentle little toss, and that it would soar upwards towards the balloon. Imagine that, and you can open your eyes, but keep your hands right where they are. And on the count of 3, you'll just give a gentle little toss like that. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Shh. Now, could you go over ahead and catch that? And shake the balloon. Can you hear something inside?
Yeah.
Now, rationally, you know that that weight with your name on it cannot possibly be in that balloon, but you want to believe it. And that's how you fool yourself. So would you take these? And would you just open up the bottom of the balloon right here? There you go, keep cut all the way across. There it is. Go ahead and show them your name on the weight right there. Now, I set the trap. Penn, Teller. Did you fool yourselves?
Michael Feldman, everyone! Wow. I thought you said you didn't have magical powers.
Well, I think it's actually more interesting to say the truth, which is that I don't have supernatural abilities. If you believe in magic, then you don't have the fundamental piece of what is fool us, right? Because fool us means you know that it's not possible, and yet you see it happen anyway. So if it were really magical powers, I wouldn't be fooling anyone, I'd just be really doing it.
Is telling the truth a powerful tool in magic?
Telling the truth is absolutely a powerful tool in magic, because everything I do is in some way true. I am doing all of the actions I say I'm doing. It's just that I'm also doing some other things you might not see. So you draw your own conclusion from the things you see. You can't draw any conclusions from the things you don't see, and that's how you get fooled.
Is it hard to approach magic from a purely logical point of view?
No, I like approaching magic from a logical point of view. I'm actually a lawyer by training, so it's the same analytical mindset that I bring to magic as I do to law.
All right. Well, let's see if Penn and Teller know how you did your trick.
Sounds good?
Penn, Teller.
Oh, Michael, what a really original idea. And it's very hard to get original ideas that are simple, you know? It's a simple idea and also something everybody thinks about the physics of that, You know, everybody plays with balloons. Everybody knows that exact feeling and how they work, and seeing it work contrary to the way it's supposed to work is really, really magical. And you tried to, you know, lead us down there, and you used a balloon that is very special to us. The ampersand is kind of the thread that ties us together, so that's very, very special. And when you have a partnership, you know, we're both watching, you talked about that, there becomes a dual reality. Teller sees things one way, I see things another. Allison sees them another way, which would not be a dual, that would be a triple, but that's not my point. And all of that. And when we do stuff like this, you know, working together with the ampersand tying us together, sometimes, you know, the weight of the performance is on me, sometimes it's on Teller. You know, it kind of changes and goes back and forth there, but it is, the ampersand, the balloon is really the thread that holds us together. So it was very, very original and also very personal to us.
Thank you.
So we think we have an idea of how you did this wonderful trick.
Did they figure out how you did your trick?
It sounds to me like they have a pretty good idea, yes.
Okay. Well, you didn't fool them, but we absolutely loved having you here. Thank you, Michael Feldman.
Thank you very much. It was great to be here.
Thank you. Find out if some lucky magician can walk away with a Fool Us trophy when we come back. Welcome back to Fool Us, where you can always expect the unexpected. Bet you didn't see this next magician coming.
Street magic has become a bit of a buzzword right now. A street performer doesn't just draw the crowd, you have to hold it. I was a breakdancer on London South Bank for years. Inside that circle, you can do anything. Magic was my hobby. I added magic bits into my dancing to make it unique. Then the magic just took off. Before that, I never thought about being a professional magician. I was a black kid, and none of the magicians I saw looked like me. Then I discovered a magician named Henry Box Brown. He was a slave who concealed himself in a crate and mailed himself to freedom, the ultimate escape artist. My new show, Black Magic, is my tribute to him. And one day, I'll take it to Vegas. You'll see. I'd love to fool Penn and Teller, and I'm giving it a good try. They're groundbreakers, doing magic their own way. I'm doing magic how you do it where I come from, on my street.
Let's hit the streets of London for an illusion by Magical Bones.
Hi Penn, hi Teller. I want to show you a trick I think you've never ever seen before. I'm with Hannah and Elle, and this is going to be one of my favorite card tricks. And I'm just going to start by showing you that all these cards, they're all different, not in any particular order. And I'm going to show the camera as well so you guys can see at home. These are all different cards. So I'll do this with you, Hannah. I'm going to run through the cards like this. Any moment you like, you're just going to say stop, okay? So I'll run through, you just say stop.
Stop.
There?
Yep.
Okay, take that card. Don't show it to me. You look at it, remember it, show it to Elle. And if you can show it to the camera as well. Okay. Now here's what's going to happen. I want you just to follow my instructions carefully. Hold the cards with both hands, like that, up in the air. And what I want you to do, I want you to rip that card in half. But just do this in your mind, okay? So only rip it in your mind. And yeah, just, I kind of heard you just ripped it. That wasn't actually meant to happen. Do you know what?
I'm so sorry.
Keep ripping the card. It's fine. It's fine. Keep ripping the card. What we'll do, I'll just improvise. I'll do another trick quickly, and then we'll get back to that. That's fine. This happens. Just rip it up into little pieces. It's fine. Just get it into little pieces, and we'll just. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna. This is live entertainment. Do you mind just picking it up for me? We'll just get a pen out here for you. Take that. You can keep that as a little souvenir. Can you do me a favor? Do you want to just wave that pen over my hand? And look, all those pieces disappear. So I'm going to start this again. That was just, I'll probably do this with you, Elle, because You might be able to follow instructions better. I'm gonna run through the cards like this. Any moment you like, you just... Oh, that was really quick. Okay, take that card, Elle, and Hannah, give her the pen. I want you to write your name nice and big on the face of the card. Don't show it to me. You show it to the camera, show it to Hannah. I'm gonna turn this way so I can't see it again. Nice and big across the whole face of the playing card. Okay, and I'll put that back inside here. And you can see that's lost roughly about, I don't know, you said that's about halfway down inside the deck. Yeah? Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you guys just take a step back from me? Just take a step back from me. Perfect. Get that card in your mind, yeah? You got it in your mind. Let's try this. Let's see. I just did a backflip and caught a playing card. Do you guys just want to come in? Because this isn't just any card. This is the card that you just signed, Elle, and take that. But that's not just it. Do you remember at the beginning, you destroyed one of my cards. I vanished all those pieces. I made them reappear and restore back together. You see, I don't know if you can see on my shoe, there's a card here. Not just any card. Not just any card, a card with a piece missing. You got a piece in your back pocket. And this is a perfect match. Oh my God. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Magical bones! Wow. That was so cool.
Thank you so much.
So you started as a hip-hop dancer?
Yes, I used to be a b-boy, so that's why I got called b-boy Bones. And I used to do backflips, head spins, and then eventually started incorporating the close-up magic I used to do as a little kid into the street performances. And then there we have Magical Bones.
So what kind of tricks are you developing now?
So I used to be on the streets. I've now moved to the stage and toured the UK. Don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, I'm working on a big street stunt that would involve dancers, and it'd be an epic dance routine and have this big climax. And I'll come to America and try and tour America soon.
So everything you learned in your first career, you're adding into your magic?
Yeah, so my magic is just sort of me. I think magic should be an expression of yourself. So if, well, whatever your background is, where your story is, if you can try and incorporate that into your magic, it's always a good thing.
All right, Bones. Well, let's see how smart these two guys are. Let's see what they think.
Magical Bones. Boy, you know, the great thing about this season is we can do street magic. We could never have any street magic on our stage. And I want to make this clear. The two women you did the trick for were not set up in any way. That really was real London street magic. And you did a great thing, you know. There's a lot of versions of a torn and restored card. And what you do is having that happen accidentally is just brilliant. That's a brilliant idea to have her tear up the card, making a mistake, so then you can come with a real magical moment and tie that at the end, makes it a real surprise. I've never seen anybody do a torn and restored card that well. It was just beautiful that way. You know, we were street performers, so most of the moves in there we have done and we know, but we never could do a backflip. Not even with mats in a gym, let alone on the street in regular shoes. And we had two different opinions on how you got the three of clubs on your shoe at the end. We argued back and forth. It was kind of a close call there, but I think we had a pretty good idea. And I hope I gave you a few little hints in there. And it made me very homesick for being back working on the streets. We love doing that so much, and you do it so beautifully.
Well, do they know how you did your trick?
They do know how I did my trick, yeah.
Okay. Magical Bones, you didn't fool them, but you certainly entertained us. Thank you so much. Magical Bones! More magic is on the way, and Fool Us will be right back. Welcome back to Fool Us. So far, that trophy has just been sitting up there collecting dust. Can our next magician shake it loose?
Magicians have historically been on the forefront of technology because they aren't constrained to what's possible today. I have a bachelor's in magic and technology and a master's in wonder from MIT. Now I work for Google. Every day I get to apply my creativity from designing and inventing magic tricks to the future of technology. I live in a magical household with 5 little wizards.
Do you want to make it come back? Blow.
They know I do magic, and it can be frustrating when they try to do some of the magic tricks I do.
Blow on it.
But we've taught them from a very early age that they have it inside of them also. Being a wizard is a way of life, and it's seeing magic in the world and helping create it.
So what are you doing with your fingers?
Making sparks.
The trick I'll be performing tonight was inspired by my kids. I might not fool you, but I think my kids might have a chance.
Please welcome the deceptive mind of Seth Raphael.
Hello, Allison. Hello, Penn and Teller. I am so happy to be here. So I was hoping you would bring some books from home. Did you do that?
Yes.
Wonderful. Would you mind pulling them up? I'd love to see what they are. Show them to Penn and Teller. What have you got?
I've got some good ones. Kate did Camillo, got Wonder, and I brought this for the boys.
Houdini. Oh, yes. Well, I have to say, I have a penchant from Wonder. Have you read that book?
Oh, yes.
You have? Oh, you have. Wonderful.
Yes.
Would you mind putting the other books away, back in the bag?
Sure.
And I have 5 kids. Some of my kids can read. The others are still learning. So I invented a little game to play with them. So I'd love to play with you.
Okay.
So I have them open up their book. You can go ahead and take your book, open it up, and I want you to look for 2 long words, 2 long and interesting words that are side by side. Go ahead, take your time, look for words that are calling to you. Any 2 words, long and interesting, so that we can have something to play with.
Okay.
So Allison, we're gonna play this just like I play with my kids, using their alphabet cards. Oh, they also made me a good luck card to bring. They are the sweetest. All right, Allison, we're gonna start with your first word. How long is your word?
How many letters?
Yeah, how many letters is it?
In the first word, there are 6 letters.
6 letters. Okay, is the second one longer?
Yes.
How long is the second one? The
second word has 10 letters.
The second word has 10 letters.
Yes.
Let's see here. Think about the consonant, the first letter of your first word.
First letter of the first word. Mm-hmm.
I think I might have this consonant here. P for penguin is the first.
Yes.
I think I know what your word is.
What?
Penny whistle. No? With my kids, it's always penny whistle.
How many letters is penny whistle?
That would be too many letters. Let's move on to your second word.
Yes.
This time we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to ask you some simple questions.
Okay.
I want you to answer as quickly as you can. The faster you answer, the more likely you are to give me a hint about what your word might be.
Mm-hmm.
Answer as quickly as you can, Allison. Outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside? Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Number 1 or number 2?
1.
Can you hold it?
Yes.
I think I've got a clue. I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
Allison, you could have brought any book from home.
Mm-hmm. I did.
You did. And here's the one you chose. And you could have opened it up to any page.
Totally.
And you could have chosen any words from the book.
Yeah.
Now, Allison, what was the second word? What's the word you have in your mind right now?
Apparently.
Apparently? Mistakes are how we grow, Allison. That's what I tell my kids. I've made a lot of mistakes. which is how I have grown able to do this trick so well, Allison. Oh, shoot. My kids. Oh, no. What was the last letter of your first word? Do you remember?
It was plague.
It was, oh, no.
Oh, should I not have told
No,
you
my
that?
kids, I owe them ice cream. Allison, this note
There
that
it
they
is.
wrote me, it says, Dad, good luck, you owe us ice cream if Allison chooses plague.
Seth Raphael! Amazing! Let's do-si-do, shall we?
Gypsy? Yeah, there you go.
That was so good.
Thank you.
That was crazy. So you studied the science of wonder at MIT.
I did. I was working at the MIT Media Lab in a lab that studies emotions. And in the lab, it's really easy to elicit pain or frustration. It's harder to elicit the emotion of wonder. I said, I know how to do that.
Wow, and how did you know that?
So I started magic as a kid, inherited my grandfather's magic books. And from there, I started inventing my own magic.
So is there a lot to be learned from magic?
You know, if magic were a required course in college, I think people would understand psychology of humans a little bit better. You'd be able to read people because magic is inherently about what other people experience. And I think we could all use a little more empathy.
Definitely. So you use magic all the time?
As a parent, magic is an incredibly useful tool. I have twins, so if one of them is really focused on a toy and the other one wants it, it is really useful to make something else interesting up here. Also been teaching my kids that if you blow on things, they will disappear. So they walk around the house trying to see if things will disappear.
Okay, Seth, it's time to let the boys decipher your trick. Boys.
Seth, that's a hell of a trick. And you just kind of lay it all out there, you know? You just kind of say, this is the trick, and just kind of go through it, and nice and measured and beat by beat, no hoo-ha, no jive, just here's a trick, I'm gonna do it. Although your style is so polite, so kind, when you're on this show, that is a really confrontational way to do it. So I'm gonna lay it out right back to you, because a lot of times in magic, there's two realities going on. And that is one, the reality of what we assume, and the other is what the reality of what you actually say is. Now we know Allison isn't in on it, but we also know that some stuff could seem innocent to Allison that wouldn't seem innocent to us. Like maybe you call up Allison, you know, get on the phone and just say, what kind of books you got? And she names 10. And you say, okay, have her bring these 4 in because they'll look good on camera. Oh, this one's out of copyright. Let's use that one. Oh, we can't show that. All sorts of scam reasons that if we were listening, we wouldn't believe. So we think that although Allison came out here with what she believed was a free selection of books, that you might have had some manipulation to get her to bring a certain book with her.
I had no idea which books she was going to bring. Nope.
You had no idea what book she was going to bring?
I don't even know if I told the producers that I was going to bring Wonder. I think I threw that one in at the last minute.
All right. Okay, I'm not done. I didn't give a full guess. So I'm going to see how good you are with this kind of word thing. Because if you don't know the book in advance, then you're doing some fishing around. So I've got a 6-letter word here. It's a 2-syllable word. And let's see, Mr. Psychic, if you can figure out the 6-letter word is.
Is it Fuller?
It's Fuller. Yes, it is Fuller. You didn't know the book?
Didn't know the book.
Didn't know the book.
Oh, there's going to be lots of ice cream tonight.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Nicely done, Seth.
Congratulations, Seth Raphael!
Thank you.
Our show would not be complete without a performance by our dapper duo. After the break, it's Penn and Teller. Stick around. Welcome back to Fool Us. Penn and Teller are about to become a trio. Who's the third member? You are. Take a look at the trick you can do with the two and only Penn and Teller.
Now more than ever, Teller and I feel very lucky to be able to do this show, and we couldn't do it unless you were all watching, so thank you. As a thank you gift to you, our viewers, we want to give you something you can use. It's an app. It's an app that does a trick, and it's really a gift. There's no charge, no subscription, no upsells, nothing. We'll teach it to you right now. It's a magic trick, but you don't even have to lie that much to do it, which is unusual for magic. You just have to say you're friends with Penn and Teller, and that's not a lie. It's not a lie at all. If you're watching this show, you're our friend. It's that simple. When you're sitting around with another friend of yours, you mention that you're friends with Penn and Teller. Say you met us after the show, or just say you started an online friendship on Twitter or something. Doesn't matter. Say whatever you want, and we'll swear to it. That's the kind of friends we are. The app looks like this, and the trick looks like this. Have your friend, the one who isn't us, pick a card. If you get a real deck of cards, great. If not, just have them name a card. Once you hear the card, you just hand them your phone. This is the one sneaky part. They don't know it, but the app we gave you is already open. All you have to do is key in the card. See? Here are the values, ace through king. And here are the suits, clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Say your friend picks the 4 of spades. You just hit the 4 and the spades. You can do that instantly while you're handing the phone to your friend. You put the card in the app, and now the Penn and Teller app will magically be able to read their mind and text their card back to them. You're done, finished, the trick, all set to go. Just tell them to pick either me or Teller and text us. And we're there among your friends. They'll most likely pick me. And they start a text thread with me. The app does the timing, it does little jokes. It really is the way we text. It seems really real. Then whichever one of us you picked, text them their card, the card they named, because you already told the app what it is. So when they type in, "What card did I pick?" I text back, "Wait a minute, let me think real hard." And then your card is the 4 of spades. It's a miracle. It'll blow your friend's mind, and it's really easy and fun to do. You can do it over and over for all your friends. You do all the work, and we get all the credit. That's what real friends do. Have fun, our friends.
Well, I just got a text from Teller who says, "That's a wrap for tonight. See you next time. Good night from Las Vegas."